All right, so we're going to be doing a dynamic stretch class. We will need a band and a roller. It can be a loop band, it can be a long band. Long band is better. So let's start seated, however it's comfortable for you, on your heels, on a block, on a chair. Try to find your sit bones. And we're gonna start breathing. So just nice natural breaths. And then a little bit of belly button pulling in. Okay. Now let's purposely engage the abdominals. So on the breath in, breathe to the rib cage. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor off the ground. And then sink the pubic bone and lower abdominals and lift it if you can. Breathing in and out. Pull the pelvic floor. Lift those abdominals. Okay, just making sure this is gonna get recorded. All right, let's keep that breath going. Keep breathing. I'm just gonna get my tools. Keep pulling the pelvic floor. And find that lower abdominal engagement from the pelvic floor. Let's find that lower abdominal engagement and lift it. And then when we're ready, we're going to also hug that corset. Breathing to the back side in front of the ribs. Expanding the rib cage, breathe out, pull the pelvic floor. Find that connection of the lower abdominal lift. Hug hip bones, shorten waist, shorten ribs. So close that corset. Remember, it's all very gentle. So blowing a candle really far away or fogging a mirror is a nice way to try to activate. Make sure it's going in and hugging at this direction, or horizontally. Start with the pelvic floor. And now check, are both sides of my abdominal walls working? Can you feel the pelvic floor? A lot of times I try to imagine that the sit bones are lifting. So I'm lifting both sit bones up, and then the rest of the pelvic floor. And on the hugging, are both waists and rib cage hugging in the same, or there's one lagging? If there's a lagging one, then try to use your hands to help it. Not forcefully, but just guide it inwards. If you can't scoop both sides, the one that you can't scoop, keep tapping, try to find it, and when you lift, guide it. Guide, okay? So use your hands just very gently to wake up that area. Nice. I'm gonna change my sitting position to stretch the back a little bit. All right, so let's add the arms to the breath. We're gonna breathe in, open the arms up. Open the ribs, allow that air to come in, breathe out, release. Breathe in, lengthen, crown of the head to the ceiling, lift without the shoulders going out from the outer armpit. On the breath out, relax. Good, 2 more. Lift yourself up. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. Let's keep the arms up there. And let's keep the right arm up, relax the left arm down. Let's do one more breath in and open up the rib cage. So when you breathe in, I want your arms to reach higher, yeah? See how my hand is disappearing? Breathe in, anchor the sit bone, reach higher, open this up. Breathe to your rib, relax on the breath out. Breathe in to the ribs, open. Now, if you keep opening the ribs, naturally your hand is gonna start coming over your head. Breathe in, reach maximum, opening up the rib cage. Now on the next one, we're gonna reach more and we're gonna flex to the side. Breathe in, On the breath out, shift this rib cage, keep anchoring the sit bone and reach. So we're reaching up, not across. Breathe in, open the ribs, go higher. Lift, 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 breathe out, shift the ribs. Try not to shorten the side that you're flexing to. One more. Open the ribs, breathe out. Keep the side you're flexing too long. Lift that rib cage up. Good. Breathe in, lengthen one last time. Breathe out, push the ribs back, rotate. So my ribs are going to the corner room, right corner, and the arm is going around to the opposite corner. And I'm looking down at my thigh. Breathe into that rib cage. Breathe out, push your ribs back, reach your arms forward. Face down and bring your arm parallel to the ground. Open the ribs, push your ribs back, sit heavier on the right sit bone and reach the arm. Last one, push, push, push. When you're ready, come out to the side, take your time, and then come back to starting position and relax the shoulder, rolling the shoulder back. Nice work. Let's go to that left arm. So we're reaching the arm to the ceiling. So we're doing about 4 breaths. Anchor that left sit bone and breathe here. Again, if you need help, just tap it. Breathe in. Look how my arm is going to raise just from the breath. Yeah? And let it push from here. On the breath out, just relax. Breathe in. Open up those ribs. Anchor the sit bone. Reach the arm even higher. Outer armpit. Stay there breathing. Your own breath. See, I'm opening up my ribs and I'm naturally flexing. Good. So on your next breath out, you're going to breathe in, go as high as you can. On your next breath out, sit heavy on the left sit bone, shift the rib cage, go to your flexion. Open on the breath in. Reach, breathe out, shift. Don't collapse that right side. Stay heavy, sitting right over that left sit bone. On your next breath out, you're going to round back. Rotate the shoulder to the ground. Look at your right knee. Breathe in, open the rib. Breathe out, push the ribs back, reach the arm forward. You can support it with this arm. Breathe in. Push the rib back, push your left rib back and the arm forward. Breathe in. Round back. Round your pelvis if you want to. Last one. Round the pelvis if you need to. Then you're going to come back to the side. When you're ready, finish your breath and bring the arm down. Relax it, roll the shoulders. Good. So let's do a little bit of rotation to release the spine a little bit more. If you want to, if you have your legs crossed, I would love for you to just change the cross to change a little bit around. Okay, and we're gonna go, arms are gonna go back up to the ceiling. We're gonna rotate and bring the arms down to the floor. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can do it with sitting on your heels if it's okay with you. If you need to sit on something higher, go for it. Breathe in, lift. Decompress the spine. So lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. On the breath out, let's rotate to your right side. So stay stacked. If you're lengthened, you're gonna rotate on your axis. And then keep that lengthening and bring the arm down to the floor. One behind you, one in front. Open the shoulder of the back arm. Breathe in, press into the ground, grow tall. On the breath out, rotate. Pull with the back hand. Pull with the back hand, pushing the shoulder back and the front hand. Breathe in, push into the ground, grow taller. Breathe out, push that elbow back behind you to help you rotate. Now let's release the left arm and bring it in front of that knee. It's gonna give you a lever. Breathe in, push with the back hand, grow tall. Can you feel the weight even on both sit bones? Breathe out, press into your knee to help you rotate, bend the back elbow, rotate the shoulder back. One more or 2 more. Breathe in, push, grow taller. Feel the weight on both sit bones. Breathe out, rotate from the ribs. Can you rotate the belly button to face where you're looking at? Belly button, and then the shoulders. And then release very slowly when you finish your last breath. Come back and just breathe here. Good. Let's do the other side. So we're gonna breathe into ceiling. Now we're gonna go to the other side. Breathe in, decompress the spine. Lift the rib cage away from the pelvis. Rotate. Bring the hands down. So maybe more, maybe less rotation. Push yourself to lift. Press into the ground, lift. Almost like you want to float your butt off the ground. Lean more into your left sit bone. Good. Feel the weight even on both sit bones. Breathe out. Bend the back elbow. Rotate the back shoulder and pull with the front hand. Whenever you're ready, if this hand helps you, bring it here. Palms facing forward. Breathe in with the back hand. Grow tall. Feel the weight on both sit bones. If you have a camera or a mirror, look at it. Am I even? Breathe out on the breaths out. Rotate from the waist, from the rib, from the back shoulder. Keep your hand on the front knee. Keep breathing in. Push yourself up. Up, more. Breathe out. Bend the back elbow, shoulders back. Push it to the front hand. Rotate, belly button. Rotate waist. Rotate ribs. Rotate shoulder. 1 or 2 more breaths. Push. Rotate, belly button, waist, ribs, bend the back, elbow, shoulder. You don't have to look back if you don't want to. You can look straight, you can look forward, just to the side. When you're done with your last breath, can be this one, just release forward nice and slow. And relax. Breathe. Relax the spine. Do you want to do one more? How are your backs? Are they tight? Yeah, so let's do one more rotation. It's good for us. Okay, so let's go back to this side. So breathe in, lift. So we rotated to the right side first. So go, keep lengthening, lift the ribs, stay high, rotate. Hands down. Let's go ahead and bring that hand to the knee already. Okay, shoulders down and breathe in. Push into your knee, push into the back hand, lift, breathe out, rotate, belly button, waist, rib, shoulder. Breathe in, push into the back hand, open up, lift, breathe out. Can you feel the weight on both sit bones? The back hip should have weight on it. Keep breathing, give me 4 to 5 breaths. First, decompress, then start rotation from the belly button, the waist, the rib, and the back hand is pulling, yeah? It's pulling you to rotate. Decompress, go taller, taller, taller. When you're done with your 4 to 5, very gently gonna release and bring it in. Rotate as much as your back needs to rotate. The movements are really small. It's to the other side of your left hip comes up, so watch that one. Okay, let's go up, arms, rotate the other way. So lift, imagine you're gonna float your pelvis off. The ribs are floating up, rotate. Hands come down. Good, and bring it in front of the knee, sorry. So push with the back hand to lift you. Breathe out, bend the back elbow, rotate the belly button, the waist, the rib, the shoulder, and keep using this as lever. Breathe in, open up the collarbones, lift. Breathe out, belly button, waist, rib, back shoulder rolls back. So keep the back elbow bent and reaching back so we're not rotating the shoulder forward. Bend the elbow and open up that shoulder. 4 to 5, decompress first, lengthen, and then start from your belly button, waist, rib, shoulder. And keep the lever on the other arm. Weight on both sit bones. If you can see yourself on somewhere, check that you're stacked, pelvis, ribs, and head. When you finish your last rotation, release and release the arms and breathe. If you need to roll the shoulders, roll it. Just relax the neck, nod no, ear side to side gently, roll. Nice. Okay, so let me start you off on your backs and let's do some dynamic hamstring stretches, okay? So if you need to prep yourself, your mat, something under your head, anything that you need to lie down comfortably, okay? We don't need anything fancy. So once you lie down, make sure you have your band with you. We're gonna lay down, so you can roll down nice and gentle. And the band is gonna go around your foot. So if you want to double loop it, just wrap it around the ball of the feet twice, okay? The stronger the band on this one, the better. You can use a ring. The loop band is fine. So anything, it's basically to hold the foot. All right, so you have a few options of what you want to do here. So you can hold the band with both hands and then bring the elbow down to the floor. If you do that, you need some space, what do you call it? Longer, to hold it a bit longer. I do want enough tension that you feel that you're really putting this leg into the hip joint and the back of the pelvis becomes heavy on the mat. So we're sucking this leg into the joint. And enough resistance also not for your arms not to get too tired. So scapula's anchor, elbow anchor, and we're here. Okay, so the bottom knee is, the bottom leg is bent for now, but if you're ready to straighten it out, you can. This is a bit harder, right? So we can start gently for now. You're gonna breathe out, press the leg down using the butt and the hamstring, and bring the leg back with your hip flexors. Now, before we start, I need the kneecaps, the thighs to be really pulling down. So I want you to feel that your quads are working quite hard. So think of, I'm pulling the back of the knee, I'm pulling the front of the thigh really heavy. I'm sinking the leg into the joint, and let's go for 10. Breathe out, squeeze the butt, press down, and pull with the hip flexors. And every time you go down, of course, you have to use your core so we're not arching. Every time you bring it up, look, I want you to try to go a little further and go 3. And in. Use your glutes. Squeeze the butt. Press. Pull with the quadriceps and the hip flexors. 4. So you're using muscles to move it. 5. Breathe out. Breathe in. Pull it in. Can I stretch it a little bit more? 6. Can I pull it in more? I'm going to hold the band between my thumb and my index finger. 7. No arching of the back. Pull it even more. 8. So as you're pulling the leg in, you have to feel a stretch on the back of the leg, your hamstring. 9. Open up the hip. So use the glutes and the back of the thigh. Keep this open. The abs have to stay down, otherwise you don't stretch. 10. Pull, 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 hold it here. And we're gonna hold it here for a minute. Okay, now we've moved it, it's warm, and we just wanna stretch. Can you pull that leg? Use your band to really sink the leg in. On the breath out, let the leg go back. If you wanna stretch this leg out, be my friend, go ahead, be my friend. So go ahead. So open up your hip of the leg you're stretching. If you need to put your hand on the hip and open, I want the waist to be long, the sit bone to be reaching high. I don't want you to shorten the waist because you're stretching. Keep breathing, you're on a timer, so there's time. We're halfway now. Keep opening the hip. Every breath out, you're gonna pull the leg a little bit more if it moves. If not, you can keep the heel reaching to the ceiling or relax the foot. The back, your calves can stretch more if you pull the toes down towards the chest and the heel up to the ceiling. Keep breathing in, breathe in, lengthen the back of the neck and the leg and heel to the ceiling. Breathe out. Can I pull in more? Lengthen the waist. Good. When you're ready, you can bend that knee in and rest. Now we're gonna go back up and we're going to do IT band stretch. So we're gonna drop the leg across the body, okay? So we're gonna come back up here, leg is here. You can definitely keep your knee bent if you want. Same thing, I want you to first rotate your toes out and heels in. Okay, so you're in external rotation. Toes out, heel in. Lower the leg a little bit to let go of some of your hamstrings, stretch, and then pull the leg across the body. Now, the hip of that leg has to stay on the mat. So push the back of the pelvis, lengthen the waist, and then the leg comes across. Toes still facing outwards, heel facing the opposite direction. Breathe in, lengthen the waist, breathe out. Anchor the pelvis, then bring the leg across. Okay, if you need to feel it more, maybe you pull it up. I don't want too much hamstrings, but the back of the outer hamstring should be working, it should be stretching. And the IT band, the side of the body. So keep stretching as we keep timer. If you need to lengthen your waist with the hand, hold the band with both bands with one hand. The other one keeps pushing the waist away. So keep pressing away, reaching the leg, and then anchor the waist, drop it. Okay, so some sides are more flexible than others. Breathe in, lengthen waist, lengthen leg. Breathe out, anchor pelvis, rotate it this way as the leg goes that way. Toes still facing towards my shoulder and the heel away. So with the knee bend, it will support your leg a little bit, and that's totally fine. Yeah? The bottom leg will support the top one, and it will be easier on your abdominals and core. All right, bring it in. Relax your hands for a second. So the bottom knee, we're gonna bend it in case it was straight, and you're gonna bring it up, and we're gonna go for inner thigh stretch. So hold both sides of your band with one hand or your loop. The elbow comes down, and now from here, give this position, you're gonna open both legs out and balance them so your pelvis stays in position, okay? So we're here, knee comes up, open both legs. So I like to push this out. My elbow comes down if I have the flexibility and you're stretching. Pelvis stays in the same position, so don't roll. If you can only stretch to here, that's fine. Just hold a little higher and let your arm hang. But open up the bent knee and open up the leg and hold it. Sit bones reaching long, pelvis reaching long. Again, we're not shortening at the waist. So lengthen the waist down, lengthen the ribs up. And keep even distance between the ribs and the pelvis. Try to open more. You can lower the legs a little bit. Don't arch the back if you need to release some. There's different areas to stretch here. Let me check you guys out. Nice, looking good. Nice, nice. So opening one leg out, elbow down, knee to the other side. Keep that back stable. Mona, you can always, if you want to, you don't have to hold, you can hold up on the loop as well. You can grab higher if it's easier for you. Try it and then just hang. So you have enough tension to hold your arm as well. It's up to you how it's comfortable on your arm. All right, bring it in, bend your knees, take the band out and hug your knees in. If you want to, rock side to side. Whenever you're ready, march the legs back down. Good. So take the band and we're gonna do everything to the other side. So whenever you're ready, you're gonna loop around the other foot. Okay, so we double loop it. It's nicer just to keep the band more supported. Around the ball of the foot is better, so we can stretch the calves as well. We can pull down. And same thing here. Hold wherever you want, elbow comes down. Watch the shoulders, yeah? Squeeze the scapulas together. Hold an orange between the scapulas. Don't let the chest and the ribs pop. And we're gonna do our 10 leg lowers to warm up and release the muscle. Remember, this leg can also be straight. So work both waists, lengthen them. Both sides, especially the side of the leg working. So squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings, press down. And then the quads are pulling the leg back up. So activate the knees, activate the quads. 2, breathe out, suck the leg back in, and the band is helping you suck it in. 3, and up. 4, and pull. Go a little bit further. 5, squeeze the glutes, abs tight, and pull the leg into the hip socket, and maybe it goes a little bit far. 4. So the leg we're working, you're doing an extra effort, and keeps breaking, to keep that waist long. 5, I lost count, sorry. 6. Lengthen the waist as the leg comes up. 7. We're going slow because we're working muscles. 8, keep the leg parallel, okay? There's no rotation here. This one's straight. 9, when you go down, if you keep the back stable, you're opening up the hips, so feel that opening. 10, or more, I'm not sure. Good. And let's keep the leg there. So hold the band, again, higher, lower, stay here, and let's breathe for 1 minute. You're gonna breathe in, lengthen the back of the leg and heel to the ceiling. Keep the hip anchored, breathe out. Maybe we pull a little more. Breathe in, lengthen the waist, the leg, the heel. Breathe out, maybe it comes back. If you keep the waist long without moving, the leg might barely move. Keep going. Keep your breath, keep the waist lengthening. Again, if you need to help it, just take your hand to the waist and push it away. Not this one, the other leg, just so you can see. Then you can just keep the other hand holding. So if I need help, I'm holding with the opposite arm, and the same side, I'm pushing my waist away. So if you have an extra tight side, that waist is gonna hike up. Don't let it, keep lengthening. Don't shorten the waist on that side. Good, we have 10 seconds on this side. Nice. Bend that knee in, take a rest. And again, whatever leg position you want, we're gonna do the IT band and the outer hamstring. So we're gonna do that rotation of the leg. Okay, we're back here. The toe rotates that way, the heel rotates the other way. So toe to the outer shoulder, heel to the opposite leg. Keeping that position, we're going across the body. So lengthen the waist of the leg that's being stretched. Long, long, push away. Keep this rotation, then bring the leg across the body. Remember, the bottom knee can be bent to support this leg. Don't pull the leg too far back. Let it go so the hamstrings are not overworking. And keep breathing. Breathe in, lengthen the waist, lengthen the leg. Breathe out. Maybe pull, maybe not. Don't let the body rotate. Use that bottom leg to hold the leg for you. You can collapse the opposite knee across the body to hold the leg. Keep the rotation of the leg as much as you can. It's going to help you lengthen the waist as well. We have 15 seconds to go. Very interesting how both sides are quite different. Good. Last breath. Go as far as you can. And we're going to bring it back in when we're ready, and you can rest the arm and the leg. And next, we're going to do that inner thigh stretch. Okay. So rest. We're going to hold the band with the same arm of the leg. Yeah, we're gonna march up the leg that's free. sink that leg into the joint. And then keeping the pelvis still, lengthen the waist down, open the legs out, keeping the pelvis very stable on the mat. So breathing in, reaching both legs opposite. Breathe out, maybe we pull the legs away from each other even more. Remember, your elbow can rest, or if you need to, the arm is just up there somewhere. The longer the band, the more support you're going to be able to have. Keep breathing. Lengthen away, breathe out, press down. Keep your quads working. So pull the thighs up, kneecap all the way up to your hip. Keep breathing. Nice, everyone, looking good. Very good. Remember, the waist is long, so don't shorten the waist of the leg you're stretching. Don't let it come up to compensate. On the contrary, lower the leg a little bit if you need to, so you can lengthen the waist more. Stay as neutral as possible. Nice. If you need to massage, you need to bend the knee in. Good. And whenever you are ready, we're going to lift the leg up. Okay, we're going to bring it up, bend the knees, and let's rock side to side. Good. Let's roll out to the side and push yourself slowly up. All right, so we're gonna do now, we did the back of the leg, the side, and the inner thigh. We're gonna try to do the front of the hip. So if you need to support your knee, you can double up on your mat, put towels under the knees or mats if you want, because we're gonna keep the knee down on the ground, okay? And we're going to be doing lunges. So we're gonna lunge forward and back to try to open the hip first, and then we're gonna keep it here. So if you need something under the knee, anything, you can use the yellow block if you need, okay? So let's come up, we're gonna be on both knees. So I'm gonna face you sideways for you to see my hip, and one leg is gonna come up. Dina, can you do this? Okay, so in case you cannot be on your knee, you're gonna be here. And you're gonna bend the knee, back knee a little bit, and you can do it with us. Just straighten the leg, bend the knee if you want, okay? This is a way to do it as well. But the other one is more stretchy. So if your knee doesn't like to bend as much, you can keep this leg bent, you can reach the back leg and release, yeah? But you need to keep the pelvis tucked, remember? You can try to reach it, doesn't need to straighten, you're gonna feel the stretch and bend. But it's a lot more work, and if you need to support yourself, have a chair, a roller, or a wall next to you. Otherwise, here is just gonna be, we're gonna focus on stretching, not too much work. Good, so we have our knee down, the other knee bent. Before we go anywhere, let's scoop and tuck. Just keep tucking for me. Lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, then tuck the tailbone. And you should already be feeling a stretch here, okay? So breathe out, scoop tuck. Nice, Tina. So relax the back, bend the front knee as much as you want, and then relax the back knee down, and then keep tucking. So look where I started. This is my hip bone. I want my hip bone to keep coming higher and my tailbone to keep coming lower and tucking. We should be feeling a stretch here. Now, without changing the stop, you're gonna push the tailbone straight forward and back. Look, that's all I move. If I move from my low back, then I'm gonna be doing this. I'm really working the core, and think all the way down here. My tailbone is pushing my pubic bone forward, that's it, and back in. We feel it? So breathe out, tuck, tailbone pushes pubic bone, no changes here, see? Breathe out, tuck, tailbone pushes pubic bone and come back. If you're not feeling anything on your quads and a bit of your hip flexors, you're doing it wrong. Breathe out, tuck, and move. The whole torso is gonna move straight forward, not just the low back. Low back is a move, and go. 4. That's it, nice. And this knee straight forward. 5, tuck and push. This is just moving because it has to move. 6, tuck and move. Ooh, that's so deep. 7, tuck and move. Try to keep the back foot in line with your knee. Don't let it roll in if you can. 7, tuck and move. Keep it in line. 8, tuck and move. 9, you should be able to be moving. Yeah, you work your hands if you need your hands to help you. Good. And 10. Guess what? Stay here. So on the breath out, I want you to lift the quads, the abdominals, the hip bone up, and lengthen the tailbone down. Breathe out. You lift it first and then maybe move forward. Stay there. You're tucking and maybe shifting forward. I'm not moving. I'm making the effort to move and I can feel the stretch. Tuck and then maybe shift. Remember, nothing on the low back. It's totally neutral. Yeah? Not shifting through here. Lift all of this, lengthen, and maybe it moves. Good. Stay there. Reach that arm up. Okay? So the arm goes up. Lift the waist, the ribs. Breathe out. Tuck, shift forward. Lift. Open to the ribs. Breathe out. Keep dragging your arm back as the hip goes forward. There's not that much movement. Breathe in. Lift, breathe out. Shift the pelvis. The arm is reaching back. Open up. Lift, lift, lift. One more breath. Come on. When you're done, come back. Take a small break. And we're gonna actually do side flexion. Stay there. I'm just gonna move the camera so you guys can see my arms. Okay, last one on this one. We're gonna do side. So same thing. Tuck, shift, arm to ceiling. Support your leg, Dina, if you want, somewhere on a chair if you need to, so you don't have to flex the knees. Okay, we're gonna go to the side. So lift, tuck, shift. So remember that lifting we did in the beginning of class. Tuck, shift to the side. To the ceiling and to the side. Tuck, shift. Tuck, shift. Tuck, shift, open the chest to the ceiling. Breathe out, the shoulder rotates, look up. Rotate the chest to the ceiling. Tuck. Keep rotating. And come back and release when you're ready. Nice. Woo! You can bring that leg down. If you can sit back, great. If not, just rest however it's comfortable for you. Take a moment. Woo la la. You can stand up if you want to. So Dina, if you have a box or if you have a chair while you guys are resting, this back knee can be rested on something if you want, a ball. Okay, a ball against the wall so it's not unstable. But if you're okay, that's good. Okay, ooh, that feels nice standing up. You can really feel the opening and the difference. All right, let's do the other side. Okay. So the other knee goes down. So support it however you want. The foot is not in or out, will be interesting, but it's in line with the knee. Okay, and this one can be as wide as you want it, as long as you're not rotating. Pelvis is stable and aligned, and we're gonna start with the breathing. So you're gonna breathe out, tuck, and maybe shift that tailbone forward to push the pubic bone. Okay, so here we go. Breathe out, tuck, and maybe shift, and then come back. Tuck, lift thigh, hip bone, abdominals, draw, lengthen tailbone, tuck and shift forward. 3, tuck first, and then we shift. This is to release it. 4, Tuck and shift. Good. 5. Nice one, and that looks really nice. 6, tuck and shift, that's it. Feel all of this opening. 7, core, lengthen the back tailbone, then the pubic bone is shifting forward, yeah? The back doesn't move. This is 6. 7. Ooh, this is my tight side. 8. 9. I counted this wrong. Feels like it's very fast. Very small movement because we're so stable. Let's do 2 more. Yeah, so look at my torso. Nothing changes. No change on my back. 10. So we're gonna stay on the stretch. Lift, lengthen, and stay here. 1 minute. So every breath out, we scoop and tuck and shift. Breath in, just open up. Breathe out, tuck and shift. Breathe. You can breathe to the belly as long as you can keep the tuck. Remember, we lengthen and you push all the way down here from the tailbone straight across to the pubic bone. Think of it being this slow, yeah? Stay long through the waist. Stay long through the torso. We have 15 seconds to go. Nice, great. Good, Dina. Way to yeah, looks good. All right. If you need a break, you can go back. Otherwise, stay here and arm goes straight up. Okay? And we're gonna breathe in. Reach, waist, rib, armpit up. Breathe out. Shift the pelvis forward and the arm is gonna glide in the ceiling. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, tuck, shift the pelvis forward. Maybe my ribs and my arms drag back. 3 more breaths. Open the whole front of the body. Don't worry about how much you move, just feel the opening. Open up. Move from the pelvis. The ribs are lifting and moving. There's barely any arch. But when you're done with those 5 to 6 breaths, you can release. We're gonna do the side flexion. Yeah. Ooh la la. Okay, it's always a lot of work, yeah? It's not easy. So we're gonna go side and then we're gonna do that rotation. Oh, sorry, we rotated upwards, yeah? So you open this up to get the hip flexors a bit more. All right, so arm to ceiling, tuck, lift, tailbone down, shift forward to where your stretch is, lift, breathe out, shift the rib, go to the side. Breathe in, lengthen from fingertip all the way down to knee. Open the rib cage, breathe out, tuck, shift, go deeper. Breathe into the rib, lengthen, touch the ceiling, breathe out, shift the rib, tuck. On the next breath out, we're gonna rotate the arm that we're stretching chest to ceiling, other way. Breathe in, open the chest. Breathe out, tuck the pelvis, reach the arm away. Breathe in, out, rotate and reach. All of this, I can feel my obliques working, stretching. Good. The arm should be behind your head. You should be rotating the other direction, the bottom of the other direction. You're rotating to the leg that's back. When you're ready, you can release. That's it, Mona. Nice, open up, lift and open. You're gonna feel all these obliques stretching here. Nice. And then you can relax, either stand up or sit back. Woo-hoo. This is my tight side, and that feels really nice. Which one was your tight side? Yeah, as well? Feels okay? Yeah. All right, let's do the spine. So again, So let's do our mermaid. That's when we need the roller. Okay, so I'm gonna be facing you. Let me start on this side. So we start with the right side. So the roller should be on your left side. And I have my zigzag legs, okay? So this leg bends back and this one is forward. But if this doesn't work, cross both legs in front of you. And you can also, of course, do it on something seated. Dina, if you need to relax your legs forward, sit it on something, you can. Okay, so adjust the legs however is comfortable, but I'm gonna do zigzag. So this leg is an internal rotation and this leg is an external rotation. If I need help with this hip, I take it and I rotate it in more. So I'm gonna rotate this leg inward, make space, lift my back butt, rotate thigh in to give me space to drop my sit bone down. If you're too high on one side, take a block or fold something under the pelvis and put it on the opposite side to help you drop this hip down. So, okay, so you're gonna be putting on the bottom of your right side. Yeah. So roller on left, the zigzag legs, however it's comfortable for you, hand on roller, and we're gonna do side stretches, okay? So hand is here. Yeah, okay. Moment of confusion. Okay, so I have my right hand on the roller. Sorry, lift the arm up. Okay, so everybody should be mirroring me somehow. And then shift the rib across. So the sit bone has to stay down. Roll the roller away and do a side stretch. And then you're gonna bring it back in. And side stretch. So we've been doing, Dina, you're leaving. I want your sit bones to stay still. So try to keep your rib cage over the pelvis. Don't let it shift. So this side, I wanted to shift this way to keep this rib over this hip as I stretch, not letting go. Yes, open up. Good, we're gonna add rotation. So hand on roller goes back. Breathe in, lengthen, do your side flexion, roll the ribs back, bring your hand to the roller. Breathe out, push. Push your ribs back, roll the roller forward. So your rib cage wants to be stacked over the back sit bone, yeah? Dina, more. I want your rib, look at my rib, look at my hip. I want your rib not to be forward, to be back. You're pushing the rib back to the wall behind you and the arms forward. Breathe into the rib cage. Rotate the right shoulder down and then push. One more time. Bring the roller in. Good. Switch side. Keep the legs the same. Hand on roller, arm up. Lift. Breathe out. Side flexion, arm to the side. Come back. Keep that rib cage over the pelvis. And again. And in. Good. Reach up. Up, up. And in. The pelvis and the sit bone doesn't move. Hand goes back. We add rotation. Lift. Side bend. Roll the ribs to the back pelvis. Rotate the arm down. Breathe in. Push the ribs back and the arms forward. Now we have a lot more movement. So if you can keep the back sit bone anchored without lifting, you can keep pushing the hips back and come down and push the arms forward. Okay, but the trick is this back hip has to stay as close to the ground as possible. Rotate, push the pelvis back and the arms forward. Good. Pull the roller in, bending your elbows. When you're ready, look up, lift your chest, and keep coming back. Then we're gonna switch legs to the other side. So, however it's comfortable, if you need to straighten them, and then bring them out. Okay, and if you had regular cross leg, cross it the other way. And the roller is gonna go back next to the leg that's bent back. Again, if you need to rotate that hip back, or forward. I need to rotate this one back. I need to keep rotating to get my sit bone down. Good. Arm to ceiling, hand on roller. Lift the rib and the arm, breathe out. Side flexion. Breathe in. You can switch the breath, okay? Lift, lift. Shift the rib cage across, anchor the sit bone, and keep reaching the arm. Good. Nice. Keep this hip down and lift and out. Good. We're going to add rotation. So move this hand back, up, side. Now push the rib cage back, rotate that shoulder down, hand on roller. Breathe into the back of the ribs. Push the rib back, arms forward. Very clearly, there's a side that rotates and there's one that doesn't. 3 to 4 breaths, pushing the ribs back. Keep the rotation, push back and arm forward. Come back. Good, and we're gonna switch just a moment to the side. Same thing, 3 sides, 3 with rotation. Breathe in, reach up. Anchor this hip down, breathe out, side flexion. So there's a lot more mobility on the roller side of the leg that's forward. So you have to work harder to keep that opposite hip down because it's loose. Breathe in, lengthen. Shift the rib cage. Keep the hip down, come to the side. Good. We're gonna add rotation. Move the hand back. Breathe in. Flexion, side, breathe out. Push the rib back towards the back hip as you rotate that shoulder down. Push the rib back and the arms forward. Stay here. Keep pushing the rib back and the arm forward. You're still trying to anchor the back sit bone down. Whatever you do, don't let the waist shorten. Keep the shoulder rotating down. Yeah? So it's going to be right shoulder for some, left for others, depending which side you started with. Hip down, go as far as you can. Now bend the elbow, pull the roller in, look up, just lift you back. Good. Relax the legs. If you have crossed legs, bring it forward, sit, and let your spine rest. Feel free to lay on your back, yeah? And just hug the knees if you need to, but just let the spine settle. This is the last thing we're gonna do. So breathe in and out. If you feel you need to do any extra rotation, you can. We've gone all directions, so you should be pretty balanced on both sides. So keep breathing. Thank you guys for being with me today. I'll send you this recording to you. And I'll keep you, well, no class next week. So I'll keep you posted on the upcoming classes, all right? Yeah, if you need to lay down, stretch your legs or lay down, hug your knees, you can. Just give your spine a little bit of a break to just rest it out. We really moved it around, okay? I hope that was good, Mon.